Well, a very good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another Flight Deck Sim live stream. Today it is the 4th of April 2026, 4 minutes past 8 in the evening here in the United Kingdom, back in Microsoft Flight Sim 2024 for our second ever flight in the iniBuilds Lockheed Martin L-1011 Tristar. Here we are in Colombia. We're in Barranquilla, flying to Cali, 2 airports around 1 hour 15 minute flight time away. Huge thank you to Takeoff Studio who provide me with the Cali scenery, which is our destination today, and I purchased this off the marketplace, which is also scenery from Takeoff Studio at a nice discounted rate, which is currently on sale. And yeah, it's just something a little bit different. I wanted to fly somewhere that was a little bit more sporty in an aircraft of this era, so we're having to use INS and conventional navigation. There's a VATSIM event today as well, starting in an hour's time, so by the time we get the aircraft set up and airborne, we'll have some ATC and a lot of traffic going into Cali today. Live time, live weather, lovely here as well. And some of you already commented, have you noticed something a little bit different at the top of the stream? Yes, I'm trying out a new overlay. Now there's a Twitch streamer called Gadget FPV. He made this overlay for Flight Sim use. It's completely free to download from the flightsim.io website, so go have a look at that. It's sort of been customized. I've customized it slightly to allow for a bit of my colours, so a bit of blue, a bit of the Flight Deck Sim logo. Had some feedback from some of the members about this sort of garish yellow departure and arrivals board there in the top left and top right, but it should provide with quite a lot of information about the flight, times when we're en route, the temperature, current wind as well. So, you know, feedback could be really nice either in the stream or in the comment section afterwards. You know, I've run no overlay for the last sort of 2 to 3 months because the Fly Live overlay, which I used previously, was abandoned years ago, and it required a lot of third-party add-ons and plugins, FSUI PC as well. It's only compatible at the moment with Microsoft Flight Sim 2020 and 2024, but I spoke to Gadget FPV. He's hopefully going to have an update so it works in X-Plane 12 using XPUI PC, so I will hopefully be able to use it there if you guys like it in the next stream. Anyway, let's zoom on into the aircraft. A little bit of a backstory today. So we're flying the world's only remaining Lockheed L-1011 Tristar. The thing is, though, the real aeroplane by Northrop Grumman is a Dash 100, whereas iniBuilds have made it incompatible with the Dash 500. But this is how it goes, guys. We're actually flying as Alpaca 1011 today. Alpaca Airways has actually spoke to Northrop Grumman, and they've leased the aircraft for us this weekend, so we can operate a sector. So we're flying as Alpaca. Flight is live on New Sky, already published, ready to go, so we can see how we get on today as New Sky. So yes, a little bit of fun, but we're flying the world's only remaining L-1011 livery, which is quite cool. Having store, thank you very much for popping in today. 22 months as a member. Evening, Sam. Have you ever thought about joining a men's choir? Sure, they immediately take you once they hear you sing happy birthday. Yes, Having Store's birthday was the other day, guys, and I joined the Discord live chat and sang happy birthday to him. It's the only time I've ever sang happy birthday to any member, but there you are. Thank you very much for your continued support, Having Store. Hope you're doing well. Thank you very much for popping in this evening. Who else have we got here in chat? Sidejack Yellow and Blue, guess the reference. Oh yes, a low-cost airline based in Europe, I think. Yes, well, hopefully we'll get some more sort of less brash colours. I want sort of some black and white maybe on that, and maybe a bit smaller, but you know, it's an experiment today, and it's completely free to download. You can try it out for you if you're a streamer and want to have overlays looking in Microsoft Flight Simulator looking nice. Who else we got here in chat? Man, I've wanted to do flights on VATSIM, but I just can't get the nerve to speak on the radio, said Luvic24550. Check out the VATSIM First Wing events, designed for people who are a little bit maybe not skeptical, but a bit nervous before we start flying on the network. They'll be very useful for you. Domino Messina, hope you're doing well. Jordan Todd, well, we were. Good day to you. Welcome on board. I gave you the bird in Discord earlier. I don't know if you noticed. Domino Messina, I said hello to you. Sorry, Shorty Tyler. Sean Tyler, sorry. Hope you're doing well. Good evening. Spitfire F100. You're always here in live streams. Thank you very much for popping in today. Listening, good day to you. Domino Messina, looking lovely. Stargazer, looking nice indeed. Irish pilots, some lucky pilots over in the US getting to fly the Star Guzzler in this day and age. Absolutely. Ryanovsky says that's a nice overlay up there. That's new and it's brand new. First time using it today, but yeah, we'll see how we get on with it. Anyway, let's get the aircraft setup, I was a little excited to see that iniBuilds are about to release a update for this aeroplane. It's got a number of bugs and issues which we experienced, and others have experienced as well, most notably around sort of automation, the ILS. I did a little test sector yesterday, tried to fly the ILS here, and it didn't work at all. It was really poor on the localizer and glide slope, so we'll just have to see how we get on today. Another reason why I spoke to Takeoff Studio for the airport today. The default airport, it's completely broken. The terminal looks terrible. The apron isn't there. The ILS and PAPIs are completely misaligned. Basically, 2 reds, 2 whites put you in trees. So yes, that's why I wanted to get it. The improvement over the other scenery is fine. Like I said, this Takeoff Studio's Barranquilla scenery, it's quite basic, but it has, you know, a nice little overlay which sort of represents the real terminal, and it's a really a reasonable price. So that's why I just got it today. Anyway, we'll jump on into the cockpit, which is completely cold and dark. Get the aircraft set up. It's a terrible transition. Do bear with me because it does take a little bit of time to get an aircraft like this set up because it is complex. INS to load as well. It's a fantastic routing today. Really suits the aircraft indeed. Right then, let's get the aircraft powered up. So where's the battery? It's over here on this panel, isn't it? So battery we could turn on. We'll just go over here to the tablet, select ground, make sure the GPU is on, back over here to the panel, select external power on, and then we'll just make sure the standby power system is on as well. Again, I've flown this aircraft quite recently. I'm sort of following the iniBuilds Tristar included checklist, which is reasonably detailed, but I'm sort of just setting up the aircraft in my own whim. But I made some notes last stream regarding the PMS, what I've got to get selected to ensure that VNAV pitch mode works correctly with the associated thrust mode, so we'll have a play with that later on. But anyway, I sort of start with a panel scan right at the top here. Now we have electrical power connected to the aircraft, so we'll get the INS lined up, move all 3 to standby, leave the compass slave to magnetic north. The anti-skid system is on, it's just illuminated off because the aircraft's unpowered. Automatic braking, we'll make sure we select that after engine start. The flight control and all these buttons and switches, you can pretty much leave them latched. You don't need to do anything with those positions here. Engine starts are all fine here. Lighting, turn on the essential and number 2 master radios. Emergency exit lights will be armed. We can start boarding now as well. Just make sure the position light's on because we have AC power connected to the aircraft. So that's pretty much sorted there on the overhead panel. Let's request boarding. Due out in 20 minutes, and hopefully the air bridge will connect. Let me just turn up the sounds here of GSX and Microsoft Flight Sim 2024. Do have the GSX profile installed for this aircraft, so it should all work correctly, and it did last sector. So yeah, we're fully loaded. Oh look, there's that bug again. You go outside to the external view, come back into the cockpit, and you lose all the sort of fan sounds, which is a bit annoying, so now it's super quiet. Anyway, Jamlin, thank you very much for popping in, 73 months a member. Really like the new overlay. Captain Livery's been started, but it's going to be a slog. Seeing you got excuses early, treetop landing. Absolutely, well, yeah, the ILS is a bit broken. And yeah, I'll probably next fly the L-1011 once this critical update comes from iniBuilds, because you'll see today, it's going to be a complex DME arc. We've got a DME arc on departure, DME arc on arrival. You guys know I've been loving my DME arcs at the moment. But the arrival onto the ILS, it did a terrible job flying the localizer and glide slope, which is a known issue with this aircraft. Perfect. So overhead panels configured and set. There's no ATC here at the moment, so I'll just double check on Navigraph. That's our routing here. Very nice. Let's just go to active ATC. No, but we should have ATC coming on in about 45 minutes. So basically, when we get airborne, we'll have ATC available. Weather, because there's no ATC, because there's no situation online. It's going to be runway 05 for departure, 040 at 12, 10k, few at 4,000 feet. It's 33 degrees, so it's already really hot here. Local time right now in Barranquilla is 2:13 in the afternoon. So we'll get that APU started and get some conditioned air in the cabin ASAP. So just before I set the MCP, let's go over here and get the APU started. Master power on, and then start. There we are, it's doing its pre-loading setup here. MCP then, so runway 05 for departure. For runway 05, the QDM is 048. Excuse me. 048. Let's bring the charts up briefly here. So it's a complex SID. Look, dear me, aircraft departure. When I first flew this yesterday, it was about 5 miles out. You're going to turn really early, but look, we're going to intercept the 048 radial outbound after takeoff, and then we're going to make a 12-mile arc at the 012 radial, make a left turn to intercept the 002 radial inbound on 182. So what I'm going to do is actually set that to 182. Actually, no, I want that on takeoff, 048. A lot of twiddling of knobs after takeoff to get the HSI exactly as we want. 182, and then the routing is going to take us south after Barranquilla to another VOR. It's all VORs. This is the actual routing airlines fly between these two airports in real life. The SID has no SID stop altitude mentioned here. The transition altitude is 18,000 feet, so we'll just do a continuous climb all the way up to our planned cruise level 380 today. Quite a short flight time of 1 hour 15 minutes. Listen, we've never seen an ARC SID. They are incredibly rare. Ryanovsky, there's some feedback for me. AOA mode is engaged automatically in the following conditions. Toga fully configured for landing. Flaps deployed to 33 degrees, landing gear down, in flight speed drops below the minimum speed. Really interesting, because last stream when I selected landing flap, AOA engaged. Now, does the auto throttle, what does the auto throttle do then in that situation? Because it wasn't commanding the speed, if I remember rightly, but interesting to know that, because obviously if you're going to fly an auto land, you're going to have the auto throttle engaged, but, well, I presume so in this aircraft. But anyway, look, the SID heading and courses are set. We'll just tune the VOR now, 13.7. So 13.7, 13.7. Cool, so MCP is pretty much set instrumentation wise. Lighting's okay for now, it's middle of the day. Instruments are all set, and the bug cards and performance we'll do later. Let's now sort of load the INS. So we've got to work out where we're parked. I haven't parked badly or started the stream badly. You see it's a little bit of a cocked angle here. The reason is this is the wide body stand here. So if you have a look here, you can't quite see because of the overlay at the bottom, but it says 777, 787, A330, and then the sort of A320, 737s will park straight on. So it just gives you a little bit more wing clearance. Stand 6 is obviously blocked, but that is the correct position. Can't quite see from this angle, but look, you can see the passengers boarding Northrop Grumman's / leased Alpaca Airways flights to Cali. Brilliant. Right, let's now put in our position in the INS. So make sure actually we go to align now. 1, 2, 3, and we are on stand. Whatever I said, was it 6 Alpha? We are 6 Alpha, so we'll go here, select taxi airport parking stands, and 6 Alpha, there we are. So there's our position, so quite close to the equator, right at the top there, so we'll rotate that to position. I'll put it in all 3 INSs, but I'm only going to load the first INS after I put the position in for the routing. So north 10, 53, 2, insert west 074, 46, 6, insert. So that's that position in INS 1. Let's do INS 2. North 10, 53, 2, insert west 074, 46, 6, insert, and then lastly the INS on the pedestal. So a bit repetitive, but this is what you'd have to do. North 10, 53, 2, insert west 074, 46, 6, insert. There we are. So I've selected the position on all 3 INSs, and you'll see the alignment should be complete now because I've got quick alignment set there. So if I just temporarily hide that, I can now rotate to nav, nav, and nav. So all 3 INSs have been updated to present position, but we'll only use this one today for our routing. So there's not as many INS waypoints to program, and it is all backed up with VOR on this route. So we're going to select 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then the 7th will be the airport. We're going to fly DMV arc onto the airport unless we get a radar from ATC later. So excuse me, let me just bring up the operational flight plan. And this, as I said, is the exact routing flown by airlines in real life between Barranquilla and Cali. So there we are, that was our first position. So select waypoint, rotate to number 1. If I again make any input error, please let me know in chat. Oh, Gadget FPV, guys in chat, check out Gadget FPV's YouTube channel and Twitch. He is the designer of the overlay there. Go check it out as well. The overlay design on the what's it called? I always forget the name of the website. FlightSim.to, completely free. And thanks for your input earlier. I spoke to the dev and we talked about hopefully we'll get maybe a little custom design going on this overlay for the channel, so it's going to be a nice one to look at. Guys, do bear with me again. En route, I'll have a bit more time to interact with you in chat, but obviously getting this done correctly is important. So here's the first waypoint, Barranquilla, so north 1047.7, 1047.7, insert west 074.516. Insert waypoint number 2. It's going to be the Magangu. That's my Spanish. Exhausted. North 0917 insert west 07450 07450 8. Insert waypoint number 3. It's going to be the Barranquilla. Although sorry, the Marinilla viewer. North. Hey, hold on, what's happened there? Oh yeah, it did go north 06106 06106 insert west 0751994 insert number 4 Rione. Oh, I can't read that. Rionegro, I think that's pronounced. North. Hopefully they don't give me any directs these waypoints. 05588 insert west 075251 insert waypoint number 5 is Piera north. Why did I say that in an Italian accent? North 04469 insert west 075502 insert. Just 2 more, guys. The beginning of the arrival, number 6. Then we're going to select north 04055 insert west 0761134 insert. And lastly, we're going to ignore all these waypoints because it's DME arc. We'll just select the airport just in case I get completely lost. That's waypoint number 7. North 03326 north 03326 insert west 0762229 insert. There we go, guys. Thanks for your patience. It takes a long time to get the INS loaded in. Track change 01 insert. There we are. So INS is now active, pointing in a straight line to the first waypoint there. INS loaded, no errors. We'll load the PMS now. Your Spanish is improving. Great job. Really, Sajil. Will Marinara, that's the meatball thing, isn't it? Brilliant. Josiah, I hope 8C doesn't try to speak to me in Spanish. Oh, yeah, me and you both. Radeski says, when you're in a more stable flying condition, you must toggle off-water throttle to disable the AOA protection. Interesting. How do they do the auto-land here, then, in this aeroplane with the Cat 3s? Interesting. Perfect. I think we're all loaded in. Right, let's load this system. So we just need to update the time. So we set GMT 1922 insert. Let's just go over here to the performance table. So take our performance. Actually, before I do that, we need to do our fuel. Weather en route, really nice. If I just bring that up for a second. So here's the chart. Weather here, we've already seen. A destination, very nice as well. Variable 5 knots, probably 02 or straight in on 22. We'll see 34 degrees 1011 forecast. A bit hazy tomorrow, but that's then. And then CB's after 2200. Oh, that's actually, we're due in an hour before that, so it shouldn't be a factor. But because this aircraft's bugged with the fuel burn right now, it's burning less fuel. But someone mentioned is any users here of Microsoft Flight Sim 2024 seeing less fuel burn? But last stream we took standard block fuel here, so 19.9 tons, which if I press SimBrief import, there you go, 19.9. So we've got minimum block fuel. We saved on a 1 hour 30-minute flight about 3 tons of fuel. So yeah, we'll just take standard block fuel. Our alternate is Bogota, we'll take 8.9 there. So full load of passengers, a little bit of baggage, fuel is uploaded. We'll now go to takeoff performance, set that weight in here, which is 155.5. We'll just got 156 to be conservative. Enter. Oh yeah, times 1,000. Pressure altitude, what is it here? It is 95 feet. Is that density altitude? Put that. I'll just put pressure altitude. It's hot. It was 34. Well, what's the temperature here? Actually, you guys can see the temperature on my new overlay at all times at 33 degrees. That's really cool, actually. Enter. Flap 14's default. Sync. Flap 14. Oh, I should have just pressed that button. I think it would have done it for me. Never mind. Calculate. There we are. Set EPR and speed bugs. They're all configured and set. That was a waste of time. And with this information, we can input it into this calculator. 156.8. Let's call it 157. 157. Insert. Or is that? Oh, just put 157.00. No, it's in hundreds of thousands of kilos. Fuel was 19.9. So, yeah, we've got to select that. 19.9. Insert. There we are. And the static air temperature was 33 degrees. And you should see then the EPR 0.604 matches the tablet 606. Okay, fair enough. And then this is what I forgot to do last stream. Go here to the flight setup. Cruise, just put the cruise level, so select that 380, and that way you get accurate pitch information when you select VNAV. So 380 is selected, and that's all I need to do at this stage. Perfect. So I think PMS is loaded, ILS is loaded. Now we just need to have a little fiddle with the engineers panel. I forgot to put the bleed air on, so all the passengers are currently sweating. So there we are. We have pressure back there. What I'll do, I'll utilise the inboard engineer, because I'm not a certified engineer on this aircraft. I've done pretty much all of it except turn on the fuel pumps.
Now. Stand by.
He'll configure most of the engineering panel for you. I think these sort of shortcuts, you could say, is it cheating? Not really, because you've got so much to do. You can read the detailed...
Did my job. Got that flow all set for you.
Thank you. You can follow the checklist in detail of configure everywhere, but I think in the iniBuilds checklist it just says engineering panel set, so that you'd have to search online for more guidance on how to properly configure it. But anyway, look, the electrical system is all configured appropriately down there. External power's connected. The APU's now running, so I should be able to go to external power off. There we are. And we'll put the ground service onto the APU. Just make sure we have the galley power on so they can start serving passengers their champagne. That's all configured and set. Fuel is on board. Yeah, it's still doing this weird bug where I think that's in pounds, it should be in kilos, but the fuel is correct in kilos. One's in pounds, one's in kilos, or something like that. Fire test, so you can check all the systems, individual loops, space loops selected, you obviously get the bell. And then you have the wheel well fire test. Brake temperature's broken in this version. Air conditioning panels all configured and set, so we're getting pressurization here. Is the packs on? Are the packs on? Not sure. I think I need to close the cross-seat valves and select the isolation valve. I'll get conditioned air to all the packs. Then we'll just make sure that's reconfigured prior to engine start. That's configured and set. Cruising at flight level 380. Albeit there's very little point doing this because the pressurization is broken. We'll see how we go on today, but in every sector I've flown so far, the diff pressure has been maxed out at every altitude. What's the... Are they using QNH here in Colombia? It's 1007. There we are, perfect. Pack controls are set. Is that meant to be on hot? I think we want cold, although cold, cargo, these are working. APU switch isn't working. This isn't modelled, that's fire detection system. That's cool, it updates the date and the gross weight. That's all good. Right, I think engineering panel is set. In doing that, I've upset a few because I've turned the GPU off. Maybe it wants to still be on the GPU, but maybe I'll get ready for engine start next, which I think disconnects the GPU. starts the APU on the bus anyway. Right, I think we've covered everything. We just need to brief the taxi and SID. Good evening, Henry. Dobrasco, hope you're doing well in chat. Bogota, I see what you did there, Listerman. Bonjour, Spanish ain't it, Delboy? Yeah, my Spanish is slowly improving. Oh dear. Right, so look, we're going to taxi out here, runway 05, pushback. Just bring the taxi chart out. Facing southwest, we'll go out via Delta Alpha, full length flight over runway 05. Here is this complicated SID then. So basically, flight straight away outbound 048, 12 miles from Barranquilla. Bear in mind, look where the VR is. And if I select here normal, we'll get the DME already. Look at the distance, we're only 7 miles away. So basically 5 miles, or just less than 5 miles after takeoff, we need to make sure we make a left turn and intercept this 12 DME arc. Don't turn at 12 miles because you'll overshoot the arc. So I reckon I'll be doing around 220 knots. Let's call it 230 knots ground speed. To be conservative, at 2.5 miles before the arc, I'm going to start my turn. So 9.5 DME, so 2 miles after takeoff, I'm going to have to make that left turn. So 9.5 DME left turn to intercept the 12-mile arc. Round we go. When the tail of this needle on the RMI hits 012, we need to be at or above 3,900 feet, but also start that left turn to intercept the 002 radial inbound to Barranquilla. So it's a busy departure. You're going to have to watch me fly this as accurately as possible. With turn 10, twist 10 and all whatnots. If it goes to pot, MSA is quite low, I'll just route direct to Barranquilla, but I'll do my best to fly the DME arc. But look, that's the taxi and SID briefing complete. How's the boarding going? It's getting close to completion, 209 out of 243. Got an Alpaca Airways Airbus A320 taxi, and we still don't have any ATC here, unfortunately. I don't know if Colombia are using CTAF or Unicom. I'm going to go over to Unicom. Just make sure the radio's turned up here. 122S18. I probably started this stream a smidge early because this VATSIM event starts at 2000 Zulu in 30 minutes. But by the time we get the engine started takeoff, yeah, we'll have ATC. But by the time we get there. Alright, Nightbot, calm down, filling up chat. But anyway, lovely to spend a Saturday evening with you guys. I'm on some annual leave at the moment, so I've got a little bit more time to actually sit down and do some streams. Just Flight have sent me their Black Square Cessna Caravan, so I might do that tomorrow night, if not Monday. I might try to take the float version. I mean, I remember playing when I was a young teenager, Microsoft Flight Sim 2002, and on the cover of that disc was the Cessna Caravan with floats. So I might just jump into that and do a sort of like fly somewhere to a lake somewhere. I might do something in Scotland, some Scottish lake, although there is a storm in the UK and Scotland tomorrow. Storm, is it? It's got a sort of simple name like Dave or something like that. So yeah, I might try that. And then one of the members has requested some flying in the Pacific Ocean, so Fiji, so I might look at that as well. So I've got a few things sort of lined up. And then I'll probably fly this again when iniBuilds release the update, which should be next week, when that's been updated. I don't know if you're still here in chat, Jamlin. How's your Alpaca Airways livery painting getting on actually for this add-on? Max Beckett, any chance of the Q4XP stream anytime soon? Yes, I need to purchase it again. Well, I say again. I was very fortunate to get early access to that aircraft, and I had access to it. I tried updating it for X-Plane 12, it didn't work. I contacted the dev saying, are you interested in me, trying to get your aircraft, never got back. I think the dev mentioned that he's having some extended time off at the moment. But, I don't mind purchasing it, because I never actually had to buy it first time, and it does receive updates from other team members. So, yeah, it's probably the best turboprop available in any desktop simulator. We've flown the ATR in Microsoft Flight Sim 2024, but it was a bit sort of, wasn't it? I know what I forgot to set. Takeoff performance, we set V2 plus 70, which is 215 knots. There we are. I'll turn on the flight directors actually. Push the toga button, which it mentions to do during the setup. No, that's autopilot disconnect. There we are. There okay, so we've got some sort of guidance after departure. Yeah, the ground handler's having an excellent day, isn't he? He's dancing around all over the place. There you go, look, full setup in 30 minutes. Prepare for pushback at departure. How much did I forget? That's the only thing. We'll see when the engines don't start. Right, engine start, auto
Going
configs.
through the engine startup flow. One moment, please, Captain. Captain, happy to report that the aircraft is now set to your specifications.
Hopefully they'll fix this air conditioning sound issue, because basically it works fine at the start, but then by the time you jump outside the external view and then come back in the inside view, it stops working. God, look how far. I didn't actually realise the nose wheel of the L-1011 is really behind the cockpit, isn't it? Really far. Because the wings are far swept back. Right, we'll do a quick edit custom pushback and do something like that and this. No, that's not going to work. I broke it. Clear route. Oh, I'm having issues here in the background with the pushback. Clear route. I'm just basically designing my own. Well, we'll just cut across all the stands. That'll do. Okay, got to get this right because we'll upset New Sky. So anti-collision light on. Parking brake set for now. Transponder out off. And checks, I think, are all okay. So parking brake release. Off we go, guys. 5 minutes late, we'll take it. CG stuff. Someone mentioned CG stuff. Yes, I forgot to set the trim, didn't I? So takeoff performance, trim 4.3 units. 4.3. Excellent. So, engine start sequence. We start engine number 2 first. So, let me just find myself here in the checklist, make sure I've got it all correctly. Set, so galley power, we need to turn off, which the engine is done. We need to make sure that the pack 2 is on, packs 1 and 3 are off, which it looks like they are, but someone told me the packs aren't technically modelled correctly. But we've got lots of bleed air available to start the engines by the look of it. We'll start now engine number 2, which is here. Yeah, push, it's worked. And we have some spinning going on. N3. 5 minutes on ram congestion. Oh, you've definitely started line training, Adam. M1. All pressure will be on the engineer's panel. Fuel on at 20%. That's the armrest, but there we go. It's a cool livery, isn't it? Better jump back into the cockpit. Hopefully they'll have fixed the spool up time for the engines from adding thrust. It's so fast. They did a nice job on these sounds, they do. You just need to fix this little bug for the cockpit volume from when you jump outside to inside, because it's too quiet in here now. But the outside sounds are fantastic. Awesome. Alright, starting then engine number 1. So if APU is used, engine 2 isolation valve unlatch. Crossfeed valves are latched. And then we can start engine number 1. Start. Definitely in Colombia. Best Rolls-Royce sounds in the sim. I think I have to agree with you. I do like the FT Sim sound pack for the RB211s in the Flight Factor 757. But yeah, they are good sounds. Watch out, just walking around there with your shorts. Listen, would this silent cockpit be realistic with noise cancelling headphones? Yes, I mean, you have one headphone off one of your ears, so you can actually talk to your colleague, because noise cancelling headsets are so good. Yeah, Henry, I did notice the pretty ridiculous spool up times. Oh, they're bonkers. It's way too fast. It's like 20 to 40% in less than a second. You know, this is an old engine at the end of the day. Okay, good start on engine number 1 and 2. To start engine number 3 then. Engine 1 isolation valve unlatch. Oh really? No. If APU's engine 1 is unlatched, cross-feed valves unlatched. Did I miss out a step there, I think? Yeah, I think that's correct. Whether it makes any difference, I don't know, but let's try it. We'll get the engineer to reconfigure the panel. N3, Rolls-Royce. N1. Where is the oil pressure gauge here? Temps are there. Yeah, you do have oil pressure registering as well. It's cool. Oh gosh! Did you hear that? Just before I put the fuel on, it clicked off. Why? It's not happy about something. It was spooling up really nicely, then all of a sudden, nope. Let me just take the fuel off first. I've done that. Right, let me just check what's happened here then. So, engine start on engine number 3. So, firstly, if APU's engine 1 isolation valve unlatch, yeah, crossfeed valves are latched. Let's just try that. Okay, did I accidentally turn that off? It was spooling up really nice, and all of a sudden it went clunk. N3. N1. I better not delay it. 20% of fuel on. There you go, light up. Whew. Okay guys, we're okay. I love how the stream started 3 hours ago and A320 would be at top of glide by now. It didn't start 3 hours ago, it started 35 minutes ago. Smoggy, that definitely didn't happen on the test sector. That's my first of a aborted engine start. Alright, good. 3 good starts. Alright, come on engineer, earn your paycheck.
After engine start checks. Roger, doing those now.
Thank you. You can definitely configure that bleed panel. Although they need to update this so it matches the flaps
Flaps 22. Just got that flow done.
in the takeoff performance page. I don't want 22, I want 14.
Flaps 18, flaps 14.
There we are. So again, just double check everything. Generators are all on. APU you need to turn off yourself. Start switches, continuous, propeats, automatically on. Anti-ice not required. Air conditioning. It's been set by the engineer. We seem to have conditioned air coming in. Where's the pack gauges in this? But yeah, this is where it's a very busy pack control flow here. Where's the actual packs? I don't know. Pressurization's all set. It's in flight. Outflow valve is fully open as it would be on the ground. Flaps to 14. So we've got 14, 14. Leading edge extended. Flight controls. Coming up. Full forward, full back, left, right, rudders, right and left. Beautiful. Nothing on the recall, and the trim is set for takeoff. We're ready to go. Barranquilla traffic, Alpaca 1011 taxi into runway 05, departure to the south. Alrighty, let's see this overlay in action then. Parking brake release. We can do a config check. Small up time is just ridiculous. Spools up quicker than a Cessna 150. Actually, I think that even might be slower when you add power. So what's the name of the engineer? I don't think it would be Jim. It doesn't sound like a Jim. Overlay's up and running. Obviously you can see ETA based off our present speed. I think it's sort of working out lots of different things there. So probably it's only accurate on the ground. But I love the flight phase. It says taxi out. You know, it's all automatic. It's still sort of early, we'll say early access. It's available, but there are reported a few issues here and there. But it's looking very nice. Engineer should be called Keith. I like that. Kabuta plop. Yeah, Steve spools up quicker than a car. There, it's like revving an F1 engine. Awesome. So ATC should be online in 15 minutes. This was actually, I don't think, one of the event airports, but Either way, it's going to be a challenging approach if it's ATC or not. Love flying in different parts of the world. Poll for the engineer's name. I'm not setting that up. Very nice Takeoff Studios scenery though. Certainly, but the default one was awful. Awesome. So you can get ground speed information off the INS, which is quite useful. Rotate it all the way around here. So in 20 knots, probably a little bit fast for that corner. Don't forget the nose wheel's behind you. You're right, Ruktalan. Yeah, this is the first aircraft to be certified I don't get to autoland, but to do an autoland in Cat 3 conditions. Wasn't the BAC 111 one of the first? Or am I making that up? Was it the BAC 111 could do something, or it was a Trident? Am I thinking it was the Trident? Yeah, that was it. Trident Rhinovsky. That was it. I was thinking old mini tri-jet built in the UK. There's a video of it online, isn't it? Now we're on the parallel taxiway. Let's now run the checklist. Oh, it's line up. Well, we might as well run that now.
Line up procedures. Yep, doing that now. Hey Cap, that flow is all set. Aircraft is yours.
Perfect. So I'll do my own operators before takeoff checklist. So config I've checked. Flaps we have 1414 green light. Snap trim set for takeoff, which is 4.2, 4.3 units. Takeoff briefing. So the air conditioning and pressurization is set, and the speeds are. If we go here to takeoff performance, 31, 32, 45. Not set on the MCP here. See, it's gone to 159. I think it's stuck on 159, but in the setup it says set that to V2 plus 17. I can't change it. Okay. Well, 159 is there. Departure is going to be the Barranquilla to Foxtrot. So remember, we're going to climb straight ahead, intercept the 12 DME arc. 12 DME arc being, we're going to start to 2.5 miles before 9.5 DME. Climbing to flight level 380. We'll accelerate 1,000 feet above the ground. There we are. Cabin secured, checks complete. Gadgets. The next phase will be takeoff followed by climb. Very cool. It's working well. Doesn't look like anyone's on final. No one's reported on VATSIM. And Barranquilla traffic out back at 1011. Takeoff runway 05. Alright. So MCP set. I'll select heading select and VNAV after takeoff at some point. MCP set, transponder, TARA, strobe lights are... where are you? They're on as well. And, whoops, I've stopped. Landing lights on as well before takeoff check's complete. This is maximum volume. Nice scenery. Wish just default airports were a little better in this sim. Alright. Good, so I want to keep this up here. I've got the charts up for myself so I can actually monitor the SID. I'll flash it up a couple of times on takeoff, but it's quite nice to have the takeoff page here. Okay, we are lined up, ready to go to Cali. Flight time 1 hour and 15 minutes, guys. Toga's in chat. Wish me luck. 40% instantly. Right, takeoff first is 606, so I can start spooling them up now. Timing, note the takeoff time, 1947 Zulu. Remind me of that one, guys. Brakes released. Oh, takeoff with the thrust there. Takeoff thrust set, indications normal. High forward pressure.
80 knots.
Checked, release forward pressure. Guys, like an absolute sports car.
Rotate.
Up we go. Airborne. Positive climb.
Gear up.
Gears up. Unbelievable power. Oh. Already 1,000 feet above the ground, reducing to climb thrust 462. Bit more. Lowering the nose. So remember, at about 9.5 DME, it's quite hard to see, but I'll zoom in a bit. There's 8.4. We're going to start the turn at 9.5. We need to accelerate to about 220 knots.
Flaps 10.
A little bit early, just think I need to be above 170 for that. But okay, and get ready for a bit slow, so I might just delay that turn at until about 10 miles. Here we go, 9.6, 9.7, 9.8, 9.9, 10 miles, start the turn.
Flaps 4.
Keep retracting the flaps. Just do a nice 25-degree angular bank. Back pressure there as we enter the turn. A lot of back pressure required. There's 11 DME. So hopefully we're all out on about 12. Coming up to 200 knots, just lower that nose slightly. Get her in trim. There we go.
Flap 0.
Our flaps up a little bit early, need to be at that first white bug. 11.7 DME. I'll just show you the charts there. There you go. And there's 12. And we're at 90 degrees. Beautiful! Alright, so now I'm just going to do turn 10, twist 10, basically. So 12 DME. I'm already going away as 12.1, so I'm going to try and... This is the first time I've done a manually flown DME arc. We'll accelerate to 250 knots now. DME. You can sort of, you can probably try and do a continuous turn. 12.1. Now actually turning a little bit towards it, so just do a little bit. Wings level. Just wait until that's at 90 degrees, and we're going to keep going until the tail of that needle is on 012. Just doing about 230 knots. Still keep accelerating. So again, just keep turning and wings level again. You know when you're flying towards the beacon because the needle's above 90 degrees. When it's behind, you've got the tail of the needle this side, you're flying away, so that's why it's got to 11.9. Yeah, get that nose down. I'm doing a good job maintaining 230 knots. We'll do 250. Yeah, 11.8 DME, so definitely wings level now. But look, the tail of the needle should be coming up now. Look to 012. Oh, there's 250. So there's 012. Now, I'd say let's make that turn to intercept the VOR. Course is going to be 182. Now we can use the HSI. Whoa. You'd obviously get the first officer on pilot monitoring to set the course. That radio should be coming in. There we are. I might overshoot it slightly. Here comes 250 knots. Just going to bank to 30 degrees. Oh, it's a very nice aeroplane to hand fly. Manually flown DME arc. Don't think I've ever done one of those. Start pitching up to maintain 250 knots. You guys enjoying the banner? Let me know in chat. I overshot the radial slightly. Let's have a look here. Oh yeah. Oops. I'll take it. Alright, so now I can start thinking about utilising some automation. So what I'm going to do here is... Do you still get flight directives if it's all off? VOR. Yeah, that's engaged. Ooh, speed. Select auto throttle. See, why is it still in AOA? I've got to select some other pitch modes. I go vertical speed. Yeah, there you go. Now I've got 250. Auto throttle. Command. Oh gosh, I was not concentrating at all. That's a terrible scan. Completely kept turning. I was too busy faffing around with the automation hook, and I completely forgot to roll out onto the track. That's where your workload is just too high. I was too busy faffing around with the autopilot. There you go, look, you can see how I mistracked it. Anyway, I've got the autopilot in. VOR's engaged. To be fair, I should have just followed the flight directives. Can't teach you. Yeah. Let's just get it accelerated to 250 knots. I shall go VNAV now, TM. Because I've got it set up correctly. There you go, 320, 546. Right, so don't sink. Was I descending slowly? It's all good, it's all good. That's right, wasn't my IR. Right, I need to do lots of checks here. It's going so well. Right, climb checklist.
I'll do the climb checks. Stand by, Captain. Captain, flow complete. Back to you now.
Right, I'll do the after takeoff checklist. So gear off.
Gear down.
No.
Gear up.
There you go. Air conditioning and pressurization. Lights off. Let's still see if the air conditioning and pressurization is still broken. Yep. Over maximum pressure. Maximum PSI. It's 9.2. Positive pressure relief valves are currently open with a cabin altitude of 0 and no rate of climb. That's set. Otherwise, we are pressurized. There are no faults. Checks complete. Oh god! I'm now. Oh, now I've passed the radial. I've completely. This is why the workload of this aeroplane is so off the scale. I passed over the VOR. Too busy doing the after takeoff checklist. I'm just going to go heading selected, stabilise things. But we can activate the INS now. That was the first waypoint. I can see it's already sequenced there. Alright, got a heading select. For next waypoint's waypoint 2, Mike Golf November. So track change. It's a good job there's no ATC right now. 0 to insert. Oh dear. INS, engaged. There's no point selecting INS because I've not programmed the second INS there. There we are. Cadet departure. Oh, it's just. There's only so much you can do single pilot, you know. You've got to manage the after takeoff checklist, hand fly, laterally and vertically navigate correctly. But we're en route. We can tune up the next VORs back up. 14-1 Mike Golf November. Already identified. Right, after takeoff checks complete, pre-cruise checks complete. Oh, Gadget, okay, so you ended up in descent as you were descending. Now you can use the manual override on the user interface. Yes, I broke your thing, so I saw how to do this. So manual override, select climb, and then deselect. Perfect, thank you, noted. Perfect. That's good. I'm very happy I've got the dev here to help me with the overlay. Sorry, I didn't even see the feedback. Let me have a look here on departure and all the comments. Mike, I'm sorry to tell you failed your IR. Hey, give me a break, guys. It's hard, this aeroplane. Brilliant. Havishore passengers are very happy. Cabin altitude is still 0. No modern plane can achieve that. That's true. Track captain, yes. Christopher Ramirez said, explain such a great sim, it's so hard to set up. I wish that would be like Microsoft Flight Sim. Most downloads are automatic or with a client. Then you go into the sim and 95% of the time it works. Yeah, it can be a bit of workload, but the control bindings I find in Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024 are dreadful. You know, getting that all set up. I mean, for example, this aircraft, the bindings I've assigned to autopilot disconnect, autothrottle disconnect don't work. I know you can save profiles per aircraft, but every time I do it, I end up breaking things, and then all my... because I have a lot of custom commands set up, similar to sort of X-Plane, so I can keep the sim similar. And things like the pre-save views, which I assign using the numpad, which you can see the aircraft, my views panning around there. I did something the other day, and it got rid of that, and I had to configure it all again, you know. Awesome. Anyway, we're safely en route. ETA probably around an hour and 5 minutes. Oh no, of course you can see the ETA 2059. Yeah, an hour. There you are. Not too far off. Awesome. Orb says you need Roger Murdoch in there. Is that the guy from Airplane, or am I thinking the guy from the A-Team? guy from Airplane, isn't it? Gadget says, my algorithm for the fly phase is complex, but still being worked on. Hey, look, that's quite an easy workaround, you know. Note to self, don't descend on the climb phase. What triggers it to descend? Is it any descent? Will it sort of, you know, if you level off and you have a slight descent, will it automatically go in? Hello, Sasha, I hope you're doing well, and you are aware of who Gadget FPV is. Probably you're using this very overlay. He's making sure it's all working correctly. Oh yes, I've got this little banner at the top here. So there's a little orange banner for the flight progress. I changed the hex code to try and make it blue, but it seems to be orange, I don't know why. So yeah, it's a really nice addition to the stream. It looks like you guys are enjoying it. You get additional information which you didn't have with the other overlays, things like the temperature, wind, altitude, which I think is just based off your altimeter as opposed to fly low, which is just sea level. Heading speeds, vertical speeds. Yeah, it's nice. I think the feedback I got from some of the members was the yellow for the sort of the airport lounge, the airport sort of departure arrivals board style. It's really nice, the style, but the yellow is a little bit sort of sticks out a little bit too much. But one thing, well, what I love about this overlay, I can change it on the go. So this was the new one I'm using. Here's the classic view, which I was going to use, but I think the informative one provides the information in a little bit of a clearer way. Anyway, we've got some ATC here. Please contact 1286. There we are. Perfect. And this is who we're talking to. Just centre. Don't know who it is we're speaking to.
Say again?
Yeah, the traffic calling will be your closing.
Alpaca 8276.
Oh, it probably doesn't recognise Alpaca.
Alpaca 8276, Bogota, hello, service squawk code 5512.
Squawk 5512, Alpaca 8276.
Where are we going to? Mike Golf November. Radar, muy buenas, Alpaca 1011. We're climbing flight level 380 inbound, Mike Golf November. I guess it's standard.
Alpaca 1011, Bogota, hello, service squawk code 7550.
7550, Alpaca 1011.
Alpaca 8276, radar contact, flight level 317, climb level 3.
Perfect. It's a dangerous school. I need to get in the habit of going Alpaca 1011 as such an American film.
We'll take flight level 350 for Alpaca 8276.
We're Clementine 350, proceed direct to Papa Echo India.
Oh, Lee, you liked the classic view.
Maintain flight level 350,
so yeah, there's
proceed
the
direct Papa
informative
Echo
view.
India,
There's the
Alpaca
classic view.
8276.
Correct, Alpaca 1211, radar contact, flight level 1905. Confirm which cruise flight level you request, 370 or 390.
Able flight level 390, Alpaca 1011.
Roger, Clementine flight level 390, proceed direct Romeo November Golf.
Direct to Romeo November Golf and climb flight level 390, Alpaca 1011. Okay, Romeo November Golf. So we're already inbound to waypoint number 2. So waypoint number 4. So track change 04 inserts. Yeah, I need to look at Nightbot. Nightbot, it spits everything out at once. So yeah, there's that one, which is the classic, which is similar to the old design or informative. Oh no, you can have basic, you can have different ones there, so you can move it around, but that's the one we had at the start. So yeah, you know, it seems to be a 50-50 on which one's preferred.
Hey, Captain.
348 Bogotá, buenas tardes. Código transporte.
iniBuilds cabin crew saying the cabin's secure for some reason at a random time. Yeah, so it's 50-50. So Jamlin likes the Jamlin and Domino prefer this one. Anyway, we've got this all set up, the PMS correctly, so we've got the correct thrust setting. Yeah, Nightbot I'll have a play around with, guys, because they're all on times and breaks, but they seem to just get it needs to be more spread out. Let's have a look here. Yeah, it probably doesn't help that it's actually set to all at the same time every... Right, I know why. I know what's happened here. On it. The timings are all reset to default. I don't know why that's happened. That's why it's all spat out at once.
Copa 348, contacto radar nivel de vuelo 370, continúa acuerdo publicado.
Sorted. I've increased basically doubled the interval time as well, so that'll be a lot less intrusive now. Yeah, Mike, that's it. I'll have a chat with Gadget FPV. See, he does some custom overlays, and I think the work he's done here for having this available for free is a really nice resource for the community as well. So we'll have a little chat, Gadget FPV. I think I could sort you out with a little little tip to get it customised. See it, say it, sorted. Isn't that the British Transport Police being played there? Awesome. But yeah, I think overall this is the preferred layout. I think one thing I might do as well, I'll just show you one thing I can do here with Streamlabs. I've got it set here. What I might do is make it a bit smaller. Is that too small like this, guys? Make it in the centre, but have it sort of tapered off so it sort of goes up at an angle, left and right. Is that too small for users there? I don't know, it just makes it a little bit clearer. I find that like that quite big. But again, it's just playing around with it. But I might have, I like the smaller design where it's sort of tapered off maybe 45 degrees going up. It's a bit too small. Oh, so you got 50-50 here. Some like it. Some like it a bit smaller. Some like it a little bigger. I think I had to sort of, I've sort of changed my POV slightly because I think the default one I had there, and it sort of cut out a lot of the view, so I've made it a little bit bigger now. Yeah, for phones, being a little bit too small. Yeah, you're right. I think the name of the airport here, I'm not sure if we need that, if you've got the 4-letter ICAO code, or again, do you guys like having the name of the airport here? So you can see it's Barranquilla and Cali. Jedi, hello, quick question. What is the reason for ATC to give departure clearance whilst taxiing or lining up on a runway? For several different reasons, Jedi. It's not that common, but it can happen. If you're taxiing out, they give you a completely new SID, or in this case, clearance after engine start. Oh yeah, that's a different topic there. So yeah, it's very common in Italy. Some of the Italy destinations say they'll only give you clearance after engine start, but you can always ask them. Okay, and this is what I do when I'm unfamiliar with the airport, not been there for a long time. I always say, look, clearance after engine start, but what SID can I expect? So at least then I can select the FMC, brief it, plan it, base the runway performance off that as well. But why they actually do it after engine start? That's a really good question. One, you'd have to really ask an air traffic controller about, but what the exact reason, I'm not so sure. What on earth's happening here? Why am I only climbing at 500 feet per minute?
Autorizada Ciudad de México, salida
So I'm pitching up a little bit now, but it's sort of stabilised. A little fast. Right on MMO.
Colación correcta, QNH, Bogotá 1024, pista 32 derecha, RAP, posición
Yeah, good question. But yeah, if you get a SID clearance on a taxi out, you have to stop, set the parking brake. If they change the runway, you need to rebrief the, need to reset in the FMC, brief the SID, redo your takeoff performance and calculations and engine outsits. It's quite a lot of work. Shut up, I'm about to run you over. Yeah, I don't know what's happening to the climb rate there. Really struggling. It's maintaining 0.82. Well, this is the thing, guys. It should be, according to this, maintaining or pitching from Mach 0.82. It's actually pitching Mach 0.835. So that's not right. 704. And the autothrottle's maintaining that. So that's working. And obviously, as we climb, the EPR increases. Oh, Gadget FPV, yes! I was having a play with this. So you can also have a gamer mode. So if I select this, you guys can't see it, but I have the overlay right in front of me on my monitor. So you know, you can have this information not necessarily as an overlay, but actually right in front of you. And secondly, have a look at this. A flyby camera, although the sounds are a bit... Oh, the sounds are fine! Oh, I've got a flyby camera, thanks to your utility. The sounds are a bit interesting, but... And you got flyby, and you got orbit. So stop, goes back in the cockpit, and then start orbit. Sounds, again, it's in beta. There you go. Cool, so well done to all these features, you know. Sounds are not quite there, but a bit like chase plane. But cool, yeah, it's nice. There we are, we're now climbing at a more acceptable rate. I don't know what happened there. Why did it try and climb at 500 feet per minute? Anyway, we're shooting up now. Will, does this mean your stapler count can have a peaceful life? It is definitely required in X-Plane. So we're giving that a shortcut direct to Romeo November Golf. I can tune that VOR now, 15.1. It's not a particularly long flight, this one, guys. So I haven't got the range for Romeo November Golf at 15.1 here. You've got the DME though, 168 miles. I know what it'll be. It'll be a classic Microsoft Flight Sim 2024-ism. It'll be only within 150 miles and it'll work. Yeah, after that point, top of descent will be... I've already calculated it before the stream. I'll tell you how I've worked it out, but it will be 54 miles before Uniform Lima Quebec, so just before Papa Echo India we need to start our descent. So probably another, you know, we'll have an hour, it's our 15-minute flight, so we've got about 25-30 minute level segment. There's Colombia below. I think the photogrammetry is great round here, especially on the approach. So some of the mountains looked a little bit dodgy, but yeah, the Takeoff studio scenery. I did not a full test sector yesterday. I just checked the scenery was installed, but I flew the approach, and the default airport was just like, yeah, 2 reds, 2 whites, was basically on a 1 degree glide path. I was in the trees. If I pitched up to be above the trees for it crashing, I got 4 whites. I was like, this ain't right. Thankfully, the Takeoff studio scenery has been set up correctly. Failing to identify VORs is not really an option today. That's true. But unfortunately, another bug in Microsoft Flight Simulator. If you try and get the ident, it's too quiet, you can barely hear it. Anyway, we're shooting up now, look. 2,000 feet per minute.
Aeroméxico 762, pasando...
I love it. I love this overlay. You get all the information, look, temperature, winds. You can see I've got a very slight tailwind. What does it say on the overlay? 211 at 12. We can check that here.
1367, direct flight tour.
Or not. Oh, no, it helps if I select it. Hey? 22011, there you are, that is great. That's good. 22012. So it's all very accurate.
Avianca 9397.
Avianca 9397, Bogotá, buenas tardes. Código transponder 1003.
19.2, 150 miles.
Copa 34.
150 miles. There you go. I told you, look, 150 miles. Bing, DB and VOR works. It's like a switch in Microsoft Flight Simulator. It's not like real life. It's probably the DOC is 150 miles, but you can actually get the needle. It's not like a switch in real life. It's probably picked up probably another 200 miles before it, 100 miles before it. Sasha, flying 173, I have the Colombia Dangerous Airport pack from the marketplace, mounted tabletop landing is great fun. Oh, that's cool. Hey, that might be a good idea with the Cessna Caravan. Yeah, well, I want to take the floats. I just want to play like I did Microsoft Flight Sim 2002 24 years ago. Oh my god. Just, I wish you used the Huabora screen for this scheme for this flight. Was that the airline based in? Was it DRC?
Emirates 213, we're contact 3900 direct.
I think I did see it
Tango,
there.
India, Papa, Golf, Alpha.
Taxi by MS-210.
You did Lisbon to Funchal and the Tristar. Well, that's a challenge. Altitude capture. I love that little horn. So that seems to happen, what, 400 feet to go? EPR should hopefully go to Mach to maintain a Mach number. Right now it's sort of accelerating to Mach 0.84. Jackswell Dandroni, thank you very much, Sharsky. He's not with me at the moment. He's doing very, very well. Good old boy. Josh, you're loving the new information board, that's awesome. Flight phase will go to cruise, let's have a look. Thanks for coming in today, Gadget FPV. And guys, I've just got the link here. This is the overlay I'm using, so feel free to check that out. This is Gadget FPV, he's a streamer on Twitch who made this for flight sim. Streamers like myself to provide really useful information. You can download this completely free. You know, there's a PayPal donation as well. I do like to support as many people as possible, especially independent small developers and people like that made the scenery for this stream too. Dan Droney, thank you. 11 months as a member. I hope you're doing well, buddy. Thanks for popping in today. And thanks for asking how Jack is as well. Right, it's still gone to EPR, but it's hit this impenetrable wall, remember? It hits 855 and it stops accelerating. Why is that? Oh, I know why, because we've got a new cruise level, didn't we? But this is a weird bug. I need to cycle it. No. It's on the cruise page. Oh no, it's done it now. Yeah, it's a bug. I don't know what's going on with this aircraft. I'll just demonstrate it for you as an aggressive reduction of thrust. I just want to show you something here, look guys. So I'm going to firewall the thrust lever. This happened on the last sector. I have full power, look. A3, A41, A42, A43, A44, A45, A46, A47, A48, A49, A51, A52, A53, A54. I've hit a wall. A55, 56. Why is it no longer accelerating? It doesn't just stop like this, guys. It should be going way past MMO. There's something weird going on with this. And that's full power still set. You shouldn't stop accelerating like that. Anyway, we'll stop messing around. Oh my goodness me, lots of gifted members coming in. Liam, thank you very much for your 5 gifted members. That's most kind. Appreciate your support still. As a member and moderator, we've got Christopher Ralex Poulos, 895 Racing, Scientios, Toby Backman, and Nosy No gifted members. Yeah, it's weird. It just stops accelerating at 855. Maybe it's the maximum it'll indicate. I don't know. Did you? Well, I have to play it back. You should notice because the speed here above the arrow will keep on increasing. I better turn VATSIM up here slightly. So let's have a look. So this ATC event started 18 minutes ago.
That's fine.
There we are, got ATC online now for pretty much all of Colombia and Venezuela, north of Peru. We've got full ATC at the event airports, Bogota, this one here, Barranquilla's got an approach, and we've got Tauad approach here as well. See if anyone's utilising ATC. Yeah, a little bit of traffic around, you know. VATSIM events, obviously, in certain parts of the world are a little bit busy. You know, if we go to Europe now, even though there's probably no events, I mean, it's just absurd. Is this Frankfurt? You can always tell where Frankfurt is. It's just like this every single day. It's just bonkers. And there's no events there. Well, it probably is, but yeah, I always like to see what other events are available and fly to different parts of the world. Hello, Chris. You've already mentioned that already. I did reply to you. You don't need to copy and paste that, sir. But yes, we are aware Explain can be a little bit troublesome occasionally, but I don't have those problems. That's a good point, Jamlin. A bit of feedback from Gadget FPV. Could it convert the speed to a Mach number? That would be more useful at this altitude. Obviously, 482 knots. That's going to be true airspeed. We're doing 257 indicated, so yeah, maybe above 26,000 feet. It turns to a Mach number. Oh, the Irish pilot, yeah, the engine spooled up way too quickly. Absolutely, yeah. I mean, we can try that. If I just disconnect the auto throttle again, I'll just reduce thrust on the middle engine. I'll just let it reduce to it. Let's just see what it goes to. So like 36% firewall it. Yeah. This is the sort of modelling. iniBuilds make great aircraft and add-ons, but things like this. Spool up time of a turbofan engine at this altitude should take about 16-20 seconds to do that, not 2. You know, this is the sort of. It's not meant to be fair to iniBuilds. There's not many add-ons that can sort of replicate that. Certainly the Zebo mod doesn't at higher altitude. The PMDG 737, as far as I remember, doesn't. Spool up time at a. For a turbofan engine. I mean, I don't fly Tristar, I don't fly widebody jets with larger Pratt & Whitney engines and the like. But the CFM, you know, flight idle to full power is probably 3-4 seconds. At sea level, at this altitude, you're talking 15-16 seconds. So, yeah, it is bad. Yeah, absolutely, Steve. Flight Sim has just grown in popularity so much. Christopher, oh, no problem. No problem, buddy. No problem. I did get your question, but yes, explaining can be a bit fiddly, but I didn't realise your YouTube had crashed. Awesome. Right, so whilst we're en route, I'll select the en route charts. There we are. You can see where we're actually routing to. Got it all synced up with Navigraph. Can't wait to see the update on this airplane then to fix some of the issues. What's the approach called and which ICAO? So you can now see my chart here. We've got the ICAO code. It's Sierra Kilo Charlie Lima. And the approach we're going to fly is... We'll just double check the runway news actually first. I'll use VPilot. So Sierra Kilo Charlie Lima. ATIS is on here. This information Bravo. They're currently landing runway 02. That's what we're expecting. ILS approach or RMP. Surface wind is 360 at 6 knots. So we're going to fly. I'm pre-selecting these charts before the start of the stream. If I select charts here, pinned only. This tablet's really nice. We're flying the Tulua 7 Delta. So here's Tulua. And if you look at our flight plan, we're flying to Uniform Lima, Quebec on the airway. That's the beginning of the arrival. Fly outbound 191 all the way until on this very track we actually intercept the arc. And usually you intercept an arc from 90 degrees. This one we're actually joining the curvature of the sort of arc. It's a bit unusual. And look at this terrain. Okay, it's quite a wide valley. You know, it's about 10 miles wide. On a lovely day like this, it's fine. But yeah, we'll make the 7 DME arc onto the the VOR, fly over the Cali VOR, which will take us onto the ILS runway 02 after the Cali VOR. Boom, straight in. So it's a fantastic airport. It requires quite a lot of careful planning in an aircraft with INS and conventional navigation. You know, I wouldn't want to take this into Frankfurt on a busy VATSIM event. It's not fair on the controllers who are flying RNAV arrivals with transitions in an aeroplane like this. Unless you have a GPS, third-party FMC or whatever plugged in. It's just not fair, and it's not fair for the controllers. So I love to look for VATSIM events and airports, because they're becoming rarer and rarer. And of course, this is an airport which still has a conventional arrival. If you actually look at all the unpinned arrivals, most of the stars and SimBrief generated one of the several RMP arrivals, which are safer. You know, so here's the RNAV arrivals. You know, make it a little bit tighter, LNAV, VNAV, all the way in. It's safer to use. In an airplane like this, the threat's higher because you know you're having to fly with conventional navigation radials. It's a little bit wider with the VOR. So, yeah, the RMP and RNAV arrivals are far safer. Yeah, I can see people now mentioning chat. This is where there was that awful accident. The American Airlines 757 now. Completely unbeknownst to me, I'm obviously aware of the accident, and I've watched the Air Crash Investigations episode on it. I was actually going to take the Flight Factor 757, and I completely didn't realise that this was where it crashed. I didn't think it was best or sort of well suited to take that aircraft, if you know what I mean. It was an awful accident. One where crew error unfortunately led to control flight to terrain.
Okay, 2 left for Echo arrival, ILS Yankee runway.
So I'm going to have to request the 207 Delta.
Correct, Alpaca 1011 Bogota.
Alpaca 1011, go ahead.
Alpaca 1011, same for you. Expected to do for Echo, Uniform Lima, Quebec for Echo arrival. ILS Yankee, runway 02, and you can proceed direct Papa Echo India.
Route direct to Papa Echo India. For your information, we are unable RNAV, so we'd actually like to request a Tulua 7 Delta via Tuluma, Uniform Lima, Quebec later.
Sorry, you said Tulua 7 Delta, is that correct?
That's correct. It's very similar to the RMP arrival, but we're unable RNAV.
Roger, no problem. So expected Tulua 7 Delta arrival, Uniform Lima, Quebec 7 Delta arrival, and it will be the ILS Zulu, runway 3.
Gracias, Uniform Lima, Quebec 7 Delta for ILS Zulu 02. Gracias, Alpaca 1011.
That's correct.
Perfect. So he's accommodated the requirement that we're unable RNAV. Does the SimBrief profile for this aircraft update the equipment to advise that? Maybe I should have put a little comment in the flight plan information, but yeah, unable ILS2, that is true in this current version of the aircraft. It ain't great. Oh yeah, and he said direct to Papa Echo India. So we can do that now. So Papa Echo India is waypoint number... Road November Golf was 4, wasn't it? 5 was Papa Echo India. So track change 05 insert. So we're now routing direct to Papa Echo India. So we'll tune in
Delta 27 Mike Delta
116.0.
7 Mike Delta, go ahead.
Yes sir, 7 Mike Delta in Bogota, prepare the arrival. Top log 5 Whiskey. Delta Oscar, Papa Lima
Unable
Oscar,
ILS, unable any flights for 22
the arrival,
takeoff.
RNP Charlie from Whiskey to right.
There we are. Scenery's getting a little bit different. Again, the photogrammetry around here isn't probably quite as good as other parts of the world, but there we are, looking good.
To prepare for the Doppler 5 Whiskey arrival and then the RNP Charlie for 31 right. Can we also get the RNP Whiskey instead of Charlie for the 7 Mike Delta?
Roger, no problem. Expect the RNP
Alpaca
Whiskey
leased
from
Stargazer,
Whiskey
love it. Right, well, look, we'd probably best start setting up for this approach, guys, because my top of descent is just before Papa Echo India, and we're 107 miles away already, 13 minutes. So, request microwave landing system, brilliant. Papa Echo India, Uniform Lima Quebec, 7 Delta, or the Tulua.
9397 Bogotá.
And then we're going to fly this arrival. So let's start by working out when we need to start our descent. And basically these altitudes are minimum altitudes, but what you'll find is if you actually aim to make these minimum altitudes, it will actually work out nicely for a continuous descent. This 7,000 feet or above, if you aim to be at 7,000 feet at 7 DME with a distance from touchdown, and the elevation here is quite high, 3,162 feet, it puts you nicely on the correct vertical profile. So we'll aim to make these altitude restrictions. So this is the first target, 13,000 feet at 25 miles. So we can work backwards. So 39,000 feet right now. And we need to descend to 13,000 feet. So we need to lose 26,000 feet. 26 times 3 is going to be 78 miles. So 78 miles. 25 mils past Uniform Lima Quebec, we need to start our descent. So what we need to do is 78 minus 25. You're still with me, guys.
right. Flight level 350.
Which is,
walking 1255.
hold on, I've screwed this up. 53 miles. What have I done here? 53 miles before. Yeah, that's correct. 53 miles before Uniform Lima Quebec. We need to start our descent because we have to lose the total distance to 13,000 feet. So 53. I had a brain fart. So 53 miles before Uniform Lima Quebec. Look at this, 47 miles between Papa Echo India. So that means 53 minus 47 is 6 miles before Papa Echo India. We need to start our descent. There we are, got there in the end. Cadet approach. Are you happy with how I came to that calculation? 6 miles before Papa Echo India to start descent to ensure that we're level at the restriction. 13,000 feet, maybe a bit before to be conservative. Should we call it 10 miles before? Perfect, I like round numbers. So 10 miles before, we're 88 miles away at 11 minutes, so I'd say 10 minutes till top of descent. Shall I fetch the abacus? Any more bad to keep it flowing? I can take it. It's a bit loud. Cheers, John. Can't concentrate on my dulcet tones. Turn it down slightly. You're quite right, factor any winds blowing radials away, true. So the wind here is very light, it's 296 at 10 knots. You're talking, even from this direction there's no factor really, but for every 10 knot tailwind add a mile. So 0 knot headwind tailwind's fine. It'll work. Perfect. So, radial wise, we need to set this up. So what I'm going to do, it's going to be so busy on this approach because I've set VORs and radials. So I'm going to set 191 outbound 7 mile arc, and then I'm going to select 016, which is thankfully also, if I select the sorry I didn't have this up, crap. So 191 outbound 7 mile arc 016 inbound, so that's why I've set the courses in 191 and 016. If it doubt, add another 50 miles to be safe, that's true. 016 is thankfully, I think, final approach track as well. We're flying ILS Zulu now. So there you go, I won't need to set it again, I'll just need to switch the ILS from Tawuda VOR, so 1099016. Minimums 3370, so 218 feet above the ground. The only way to get the call out, I don't think we got the call out on the test sector, the sector yesterday, did we, or 2 days ago? Set that here anyway. Alright. Oh! I pressed DH and now it's gone. Uh-oh, how do I turn that back on? No, I've broken it. Right, okay. Elevation 3,162 feet. Terrain everywhere, so we've got to really fly this star accurately. Weather's really nice today, thankfully, but you imagine doing this and thunderstorms and all sorts there, but look, lovely 10K cut 5,000, 33 degrees. Forecast for some showers of rain an hour after we land, so we should be grand. Frequencies, courses, minimums are set. If I don't get vectors, we'll do the DME arc again. 7 mile arc, it's really tight, so it's going to be turn 10, twist 10 pretty much continuously to get ourselves into Cali. Okay, I think we've covered everything in that regard. Missed approach, climb runway heading 016 to Sipog, which is based off the 19.3 miles from Cali, and then it's the 016 rating as well, so we can fly the missed approach too. Missed approach climb gradient, standard, RVR required 550 metres, standard Cat 1 ILS basically. We can do a circle land here as well for fun. Right, landing performance then, reasonably long runway if I remember rightly. Yeah, 3,000 metres, vacate to the left. So let's look at the landing performance. So current gross weight, if we go here to the load sheet, is 151 tonnes. We'll just call it 150 now, so we're going to burn a tonne. Probably going to burn more than that, but to be conservative. Elevation was 3,162 feet. In reality, landing performance, you need more information like QNH and weather, but I think this is a very basic calculator, it's better than nothing. Weight out of range, oh my gosh, I weigh the same as a moon. There we are, V approach 148, and then we can set these speeds now. There we are, set to the max. Speeds are all here as well. Okay, now, I did do a mini test sector, and as with our first sector 2 days ago, the ILS is not being flown accurately. It's all over the place on the localizer glide slope. I might disconnect and hand fly the ILS, so we'll have to see how we get on. What are the brake settings that based off as well? Doesn't give you one, does it? 140 metres. Okay, great, but I'll just select medium. There we go. Cool.
American 1127, over.
American 1127, go ahead.
American 1127.
Pressing that reset screen. Okay.
For Charlie arrival. Papa X,
Are you planning on turning back to your top of descent?
So when
How do you mean Irish pilot? How are you planning on turning back to your top of descent? Auto brake medium is rare. Oh really? Alright, perfect. So as we said, 10 miles before we'll start our descent, so 38 miles to run. We've not done any fuel checks en route, but we know the fuel burn's broken as well, so Romeo November Golf. We can sort of do a rough check, because we've already passed that waypoint a while back. We should have 12 tonnes. We've got 13.7, so I've saved 1.7 tonnes. And we've already passed the waypoint, so yeah, the fuel burn is well off the Simbury flight plan. Way off. We should have burnt 8 tonnes of fuel. 7914, actual fuel used is 246. It's just all a bit all over the place. Yeah, that's saying we've saved 2 tonnes. 1.72 tonnes. 2 tonnes of fuel saved in an hour's flight time. That's great. We're saving every hour what the 737 MAX burns in 1 hour off the flight time. So hopefully they'll fine-tune that as well. I haven't got my soundboard up, itch and scratch it, but that would be useful today. Yeah, I was doing the departure I was so happy with my SID, flying really nicely on the arc, and then all of a sudden, right, let's have a look at this autopilot, get all these modes in, let's do the after takeoff checklist, boom, I've completely forgot to roll out on the track, 45 degrees off little descent. That's the level of difficulty involved with flying this aeroplane.
Delta 27 Mike Delta, continue descending 18,000, 18,000, QNH 103.
Hope the VATSIM volume is a bit better now, just turned it down, should be a little clearer.
That's correct, descend via the arrival.
Descending via the local flight, whiskey arrival.
So, not long till top of descent. 30 miles to the VOR, we're still starting at 20. There's a little bit of the terrain around here. South America. By the way, TM switch is not automatic, no need to switch to automatic. Let's give it a speed by ATC. Oh, okay. Now, what's the best descent mode? I've been sort of using IAS and just, if you select IAS, it disconnects the auto throttle, sort of what you do in the Phoenix 742 really, but I've just been closing the thrust levers. But if you select VNAV, is it a slightly different sequence? Oh, this BOD descent mode, I don't really understand it, so I'm just using raw data descent. Works out better.
Avianca 9397 posterior. Veo el
Just adjust my default view here slightly. Something like that. I do like the tablet, it's a little bit sort of obtrusive there. I mean, you can hide it like that, which is quite good.
Posterior Mariquita, directo a
Might hide it on final approach, but it's quite nice to have the speeds there to reference.
izquierda, Avianca 9397.
It's quite big old windscreen, isn't it? Maybe I'm just trying to play around my seat
Correcto, pero
position.
ya está bien.
Something like that should do us. Save that. Perfect.
Llamará final Avianca 9397.
Fair enough, Henry. VS for the most part, interesting.
Opaca 8276, solamente variable 2 passenger.
I'm going to request to send now as well. Well, 9 miles. Don't worry, we've got 15 miles to run. Approaching the Papa Echo India VOR as well, and then the next waypoint will be the Uniform Lima Quebec for the Tulua 7 Delta. Yeah, I noticed, Ruben, yeah, VNAV's about 2,200. So I used VS and IS hold as well. We sort of need to use an idle descent anyway to sort of stay on path. I'll try VS initially and just set a slightly higher rate of descent. I'll maintain about 270, 280 knots on the descent. Right, let's request it. Alpaca 1011, request descent.
Opaca 1011, solamente variable 260.
So maintain flight level 260, Alpaca 1011. 260. Set, let's try VS then. So VS, does it convert to indicated airspeed automatically? Because I've not set up the PMS and the BOD. Oh, look, it's gone to Mach 0.80 already. Ah, okay. And is it 320 knots? I like that, that's cool. 840 and 340? That's fast.
Bogotá, Avianca 124, nivel de vuelo 2.
Henry used the VS and the ATR in the real world, so that's what I'm most familiar with. Fair enough. Yeah, we don't really use VS in descent apart from approaching cleared altitudes or levels.
Para 330, pero sea directo. Corrección continua, de acuerdo con Takeoff. Continuamos y el ascenso a 330, Avianca 124.
Yeah, I need to. This banner at the top here, got this lovely progress bar of our track. I want it the same colour as the blue as the bottom banner here. It's a little bit more satisfying. There we are. We can now tune the Uniform Lima Quebec VOR 17.7 box 1 and 2.
Presidente, por favor, revisen navegación. Dipra lo tiene aproximadamente 15 millas a sus 11 punto rumbo 060.
Awesome. Well, now I can say I don't need to say when if anyone's joined the stream, we started out to send. All the information's available. ETA 2051. It'll probably be a bit less than that because I need to fly around the airport.
Bogotá, control,
Awesome.
buenas tardes, 1060 con usted, 220.
Oh, yeah, my tablet's disappeared.
1060, buen día,
Ah,
contacto
but I like that click
0,
spot
por
there, that's
izquierda
cool.
procede directo en PUC, pendiente superior, aeronave deja libre ahora
So there we are.
2.0.
13,000 feet, remember?
Directo en PUC y pendiente.
We can do a little bit of quick maths as well. So 25 miles, 7,500 feet, it's got 8,000 feet. So ideally we want to pass Uniform Lima Quebec at 21,000 feet. Again, we can make it easy maths, call it 20,000 feet. 20,000 feet, we're at 32,000 feet, so we need to lose 12,000 feet in 5 minutes, basically. So you can do that maths quite easily. It's just 2,400 feet per minute or something like that.
Yankee 1060, continúa ascenso, nivel de vuelo
So
4.
2.5 to be conservative, there you go.
4.
Would be good to see the FPS. Oh, who wants to care about FPS? I'm very fortunate on my PC, it's 60 capped.
119.1, thanks very much, Alpaca 8276.
Alpaca 1011, contact Cali approach 119.1, bye-bye.
119.1, Alpaca 1011. Can you take a word yet? It's my Spanish exhausted again. Do miss the radio tuning panel.
240. Continue climb 240, the anchor to 9.
Avianca. That's the Colombian national.
Approach hello, Alpaca.
So still maintaining 0.80, so will this convert to 340 knots? That's fast.
Alpaca 827, pitch approach, good afternoon, radar contact fly level 250.
Catch FBI, yes, I had a play with that and I tried to change the colour hex code to the same blue, it didn't work unfortunately.
At the moment maintain 250.
It's user error by fault.
I maintain 250, Alpaca 827.
Approaching uncleared level. Cali approach with Buenos, Alpaca 1011, descending flight level 260 inbound to Uniform Lima, Quebec.
Alpaca 1011, approach, good afternoon, radar contact fly level 280, maintain 260, expect ILS Zulu, runway 02.
Expect ILS Zulu 02, Alpaca 1011, maintain flight level 260. So what we can do is now go VS, approaching a cleared level, so 2 to go. I am going to select order front because I want to bring some energy out the aeroplane if we're being held high. So I'm just going to start reducing the speed to 250 knots. That way we can trade this potential energy into kinetic when we get further descent to recapture the vertical profile.
República 6791, cancela última autorización, ahora asciende a
On
nivel
to
de vuelo
go,
200.
VS 1000. This is awesome, I love this sort of approach, this sort of challenge.
Alpaca 82750.
You can see the terrain, look, to the left and the right, and the clouds.
Alpaca 82750, descend flight level 210.
Descend flight level 210.
Cheers, go GFPV, yeah, we'll have a chat. The overlay, as you can see, is a very popular addition for my channel. Okay, approaching
Alpaca 1011, when ready, descend flight level 220.
When ready, descend flight level 220, Alpaca 1011.
República 6791, alcanzando nivel de vuelo
220 set, okay, we'll
comunicativo
just
Bogotá
increase that
control
vertical
1
speeds. Wants to be at 20,000 feet in 2 minutes, so we need to maintain about 3,000 feet per minute to be back on path. So a nice simple math for me there. And because I've selected 250, I might just let the aircraft accelerate beyond 250, that's fine. This is the problem with vertical speed, there's no direct speed control, so if you pitch in excess of what the aircraft can maintain at idle thrust, you will accelerate, which you can see here. Well, actually, to be fair, 3,000 feet is pretty much holding the speed, slowly accelerating, I think.
Then get 295, now continue climb flight level 200.
There we are, I've just popped up on my chart.
At level 200, Avianca.
And after this, oh yeah, I better switch off INS, because we are going to route direct to the airport, so let's just go heading select, switch to radio. Radio's still there, oops. I'm just going to use the RMI, not the HSI here, to fly to the beacon, which is only 7.5 miles away plus elevation. So we're going to get ready to fly outbound on that radial. In fact, I might make a slight turn now when we're within 5 miles. It's a good job I remembered that, because the next programmed INS was the airport, so we're going to fly this completely conventionally. Out capture, oops, wasn't fully aware of my cleared level. Checked, so we're in 5 miles, going to make that turn to fly over the beacon. We'll pass just to the right hand side of us, you can see the needle's very sensitive, and then we'll intercept the outbound radial 191 once we passed it. Someone said to set the order brake after gear down, since the anti-skid system only enables with the anti-gear. That's like the MD80. So I'm just passing the beacon. Guys can see it there. As soon as we're past it, there we are, there's the needle swing. You know, I'm VORLOC or VOR. Not sure if that aggressive input's required, but fair enough. So I will sort of need further descent soon. It's a little bit, you can sort of see the flight director command zone, right? That wouldn't be how the real flight director moves. Quite close to the beacon, so it is quite sensitive.
Alpaca 827 pitch, continue descent 6,000 via Tuluá 4 Echo arrival.
Continue descent to 6,000 feet via the Tula 4 Echo arrival, Alpaca 8276.
And Alpaca 1011 requests further descent. I'm not sure if your colleague told you, but we will require the Tuluá 7 Delta. We'll enable RNAV.
Alpaca 1011 Roger, continue descent 13,000 QNH 1010 via the Tuluá 7 Delta arrival.
Send 13,000 feet and the QNH 1010 for the Tuluá 7 Delta, Alpaca 1011. So now I am going to go to IS hold, 250 knots, close the thrust levers, because this, great thing about IS hold, it's like level change. You can't go down any faster at this indicated airspeed. It should not climb like this though. If you select a pitch mode and descent and go idle thrust, it shouldn't pitch up. Now it's tricked the poor overlay. It should be descending at 250. Look, pitch down. I selected IS. Why are we... Speed's like 210 knots. Ah! I read the manual. It says select IS. This is the speed at which it's pitching for. But it's let the speed go right back to 210 knots.
I think a tune under 5 passing.
It's beginning to pitch down and it will accelerate back to 250, but it should be doing that straight away, shouldn't it? Interesting. Right, oh, it's gone back to descent now. Perfect. Yeah, indicated airspeed pitch mode is box. Yeah, it's doing it now. It's going to accelerate to 250, but it shouldn't climb. I selected IS at 250 knots, it pitched up to 210, and now it's pitching down, accelerating to 250. Brilliant. We're a bit high now. So, we've got to do a bit of speed distance time calculations really. 25 miles, so in 10 miles I wanted to be at 13,000 feet. I've left the seatbelt signs and no smoking sign on. It's slowly getting me back to 250 knots. The thing is not as flawless as I hope. No, it's a fine add-on. It's, as I said last week, it's 7 out of 10. It's got a lot of issues with the automation and sort of technical side of things and the ILS, but it's overall a solid add-on. I look forward to these issues being rectified, but I think I'm going to probably hanger it until this update comes. But I think it's coming next week, so that addresses a lot of these issues. Right, anyway, look, we wanted to be at 13,000 feet at 25 miles. It's got quite good descent here, we're approaching 250 knots. We're doing at 3,000 feet per minute, so it is catching up. Set QNH. Thanks, Adam.
1011, continue descent. Oh, my. Alpaca 1011, continue descent 6,000 via Tuluá 7 Delta arrival.
Descend, maintain 6,000 feet via Tuluá 7 Delta, Alpaca 1011. So under radar control, we're cleared on Tuluá 7 Delta. We're just going to be a bit careful because we do have an 8,000 feet or above restriction here. 13,000 feet. I'm a little bit high here. So this speed brake, it's quite... You don't use full, do you? So I'm only going to extend it slightly. Because I think you get some ridiculous rates of descent if you extend it all the way fully. Certainly helping. Still pitching 250 knots. Couldn't kill HP 101, brilliant. Yeah, Spurious probably. There's a few things that they've missed, I think. So here, look, it's really struggling to the autopilot to maintain 250 knots. Is it sort of set to not go beyond 3,000 feet per minute or something? I'm just going to force it down, guys. Because IS is not maintaining 250 knots at all. Right, we're coming back up quite nicely. I'm just very aware of this 8,000 foot restriction. It's really accurately flying the radial. I don't know why I'm bringing the charts up when it's there, but look at the mountains either side. Again, this part of the world, there isn't really that much photogrammetry symmetry, so yeah, it does look a little lackluster, but we'll take it. Right, look, that rate of descent is insane, so we can get that speed break away now. Definitely makes a big difference, but the autopilot really struggles with pitch. I only extended it by about 20%. So look, we'll get the speed below 250 knots now.
Buenas tardes, Cali aproximación, JetBlue 417 reportándose con usted, pasando 4.000.
Actually, no, elevation to 3,100 feet, so we'll do the post-cruise checks.
JetBlue 417, aproximación, buenas tardes.
Lights on, APU's off, pressurization, no doubt broken, set, belts on, checks complete.
Continuamos ascenso, nivel de vuelo 240, JetBlue 417.
Order throttle accelerated to 250 knots, it's gone to 270. Right, 8,000 foot restriction then, 42.1 DME. We are 33, so we've got 11 miles. I'm just going to, and now again, reduce that vertical speed to ensure that we don't bust that altitude. Yeah, that doesn't look great. Temperature is 11 degrees, so we don't need any engine anti-ice.
Cali Bianca 124 me confirma.
Yeah, we love quirky plane to Alpaca Airways. Hopefully they'll fix these issues. Right, I'll try to remember to do the replay here. So this is where it's going to get very busy. I'm going to start reducing the speed now for this approach. 8,000. I'm going to be really careful of this restriction here. The terrain must not go below 8,000 feet until 42.1 DME. So let's bring that speed down.
27 pitch, contact tower 118.1.
Tower 18.1, thanks Alpaca 8276.
Alpaca 1011, clear ILS Zulu, runway 02.
Flight ILS Zulu 02, Alpaca 1011. That's another bug. When you rotate the knob past 9, it goes up one frequency. Look, to 119, it shouldn't do that. It's annoying. Right, 119.1, 8,000 feet. Oh, be careful of the altitude past 42 miles. There we are. 100 feet per minute. And we're 42 miles, 40, need to be within 1 mile. Yeah, okay, send next cleared altitude, which is 7,000 feet. I know we cleared us to 6,000, but I need to respect the charted altitudes. The autopilot will then respect and not go below them. So 7,000 feet, oh my god, dear me, I'm nowhere near ready for this. Turn 10, twist 10 straight away. 210, I've not even got the correct beacon tune, 55. 55. Alright, dear me, we need to maintain. We're 7 miles, we're 7.4. I need to keep turning because I'm already a bit wide. 220. 220 knots. That's fine. Up speed. I'm going to just bring it to 210. So turn 10, twist 10, but very quickly. And keep the needle at 10 degrees. So you can see the needle sort of flying. It's flying towards the beacon because the needle's beyond 90 degrees. So it will go to 7.1. There you are. When the tail of this is past the 270 degree sort of radial of this position, we'll start flying away. So we'll leave it as it is and turn another 10 degrees in a second. Max speed 190 knots by the next point as well. Slats, we'll start slowing down. We're still very far away from the airport when we turn final. We're going to probably be 15-20 miles, so we'll just maintain sort of a clean speed of 210 knots. 7 miles back on the arc, and we're at 90 degrees, so let's turn another 10 degrees, 230. You can see here it's navigating nicely. If you're a really good professional pilot, like pro fighter pilot, you could probably work out what angular bank's required to get down a continuous arc. Looking at the charts cheating, well, yeah, true. Like, hold on. There you go. Oh look, unfortunately it can't be turned off. That's a shame. 7.2 already flying away. Keep turning. 240. So radial 179. Tail of the needle on 179. I don't like how that's swinging around. That's going to be... Imagine doing that at night time IMC. Ah! We've lost... when the tail of this needle is on 179, it's basically at 180. We're on the arc. I don't know what's happened there. Why have I lost DME? No, it's because I've accidentally knocked this of an I-15.5. That would be scary in real life if you did that. Right, I'm not concentrating. I'm going to do a 20 degree turn now. Look how off, because it's such a tight arc, 7 miles, you have to really keep turning. Yeah, look, the radial's coming. I'm already on the 168. It's going to soon be 180. And And we're already 8 miles, so we're going to make the turn on the intercept heading now. And this is where you've got to be really busy. You've got to do that, set the course to 016. And I'll just basically intercept the HSI straight inbound. Next altitude 7,000, we could go down to 5,700 feet. I'll now take a natural flops and start slowing down. Flat 4 speed, 180 knots.
Flaps 10.
Just do 190. And yeah, I'll keep turning flying while to intercept the HSI. And now I need to tune the ILS. ILS chart. God, the workload is just bonkers. 1099. Just check it on Jim's side first. Yeah, on the glide slope already on the localizer, I need to keep descending here, otherwise we're going to end up high. 1200 feet. And I'm not going to use Vorlock to intercept the VOR because I'm now intercepted onto the HSI. We're now going to be on the extended center line, so 1099 I'm happy to go active because I am definitely established.
Alpaca 1011, contact tower 118.1.
A little bit high, we'll fix that. Sorry, tower 119.1, Alpaca 1011, bye. It's a little bit of speed break, so I'm just 1 dot high at the scary speed break. 1500 feet. Actually, I can go another natural flops here. What's the max speed? 225 knots. We'll just drive it down. 1700 feet will work. 180 knots. And we're a little bit off the localizer, so we'll do that. Select for lock capture. Oh, getting a bit high. Speed break.
Nivel de vuelo 200 hasta la vuelta.
Oh,
Nivel de vuelo
that'll work.
200 hasta la vuelta. JetBlue 417.
That'll work. Yeah, I don't need that anymore. Right, 1 dot ILS. Localizer glide slope capture. That is insane. And this approach altitude is 7,000 feet. Now, let's see how it flies this approach. So it's already got out capture. Why has it done that before? Localizer glide slope, but it's also capturing the altitude. Why are you doing that, aeroplane? You're on localizer glide slope capture. Don't level off. It should not be an out capture. If you disconnect, if you've got glide slope capture, surely it doesn't capture the altitude. I know I need to contact tower guys, but I just need to fix this aeroplane first. The out capture's engaged. Why?
Recibe 1010, descenso a discreción 6000 pies.
Localizer glide slope capture. Okay, perfect. Contact tower.
9471, el descenso es a 16000.
180 knots, 7 miles, get out.
Gear down. Flaps 18.
16000.
Tower, Buenos Alpaca 1011 established ILS Zulu runway 02.
Alpaca 1011, you're still on my frequency, tower 118.1.
Sorry. Oh dear, there we go, there we go. Tower, Buenos Alpaca 1011 established ILS 02. Look, localizer glide slope captured, deviating. 102 clear to land, Alpaca 101. I've got to fly the aeroplane manually, it's just rubbish. It's disappointing, you know. It's localizer glide slope captured. Look, you can see AFC modes are engaged, it's just ignoring it. Speed, landing flat.
22, flaps 33.
Yeah, I'm not flying this again until it's fixed. Speed. Clear me to land, didn't he? Replay tool. At least it's a beauty to hand fly. What's tower 181? D, clear me to land. That's when you're at capacity. So yeah, you know, autopilot glide slope modes are engaged, but just not following the modes. It's the beautiful scenery here anyway from Takeoff studio. Without it, we would be in trees right now following the Pappies. Three whites, come on. I'm not going around in this airplane, will die. Oh gosh, speed. I'm on idle thrust. Oh, I don't even have a yoke cam on, do I? Oh, come on. checked. Auto throttle's disengaged. Yeah, thanks. It's probably why the speed's all over the place. Yeah. Oh my gosh, got so much pitch elevate. Ugh. Speed is. Oh, I'm so slow. This could be a bit of a firm one on this speed. This has been horrible. Oh, no call outs. Here we go. Still a lovely smooth landing. Right, speed brakes up, reverses. Oh. That's way too slow, the threshold there. 100 knots. 80 knots.
80 knots.
Manual braking. 6 knots. Cancel reverse. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Cali. That was a horrible approach. Horrible approach. I really struggled with that. It's just, there's a combination of, you know.
Alpaca 1011, welcome to Cali. Vacate runway via Echo. Continue Alpha Kilo to the gate Delta 19er.
Delta 19er via Echo, Alpha and Kilo, Alpaca 1011. You guys have to write that down in chat. Yeah, I don't know.
Flaps 22,
That was.
flaps 4, flaps 0.
I think it's a combination of, you know, an unfamiliar aircraft as an element of that. Obviously, there were some things I missed there, but my goodness, it just. I 100% had localizer glide slope engaged. You know, localizer glide slope was here, and it just did not manage the glide slope and localizer at all. Like, same on my test sector. And then just the workload was just off the chart, and this auto throttle went into AOA mode, which is correct. And then I missed that. I should have disconnected the auto throttle, really. That's why the speed control was all over the place. But anyway, look, until this goes back to the hangar when iniBuilds have fixed it, I'm just going to hangar it. It's just a few too many little issues. IS pitch mode was completely broken in descent. It's 7 out of 10 last one. I'm lowering it to 6.5 today. I can't wait to see the bug fixes. We'll fly it again then. Anyway, that work, awesome approach. Welcome to Takeoff Studios. Cali scenery, which looks very, very nice. Beautiful surroundings, mountains either side. Got to have your wits about you. Stow the speed brake. Which I think I've got to push those magic buttons or something. There we are. Yeah, I don't know. It's a considerable amount of work, this aeroplane, regardless if it's working or not. Yeah, and that surely, I mean, again, I don't fly this aeroplane, but surely if you've got glide slope capture, it shouldn't capture any altitude set on the MCP. Surely. You know, if you intercept an ILS, let's say in Malaga, the missed approach altitude is 2,500 feet. If you intercept, oh wow, look at the water spray from the landing airplane. That is so cool. Is that an update? So the value is nose wheels locked up. That's awesome. When did that start working? Yeah, surely if you intercept the ILS, it shouldn't capture any altitude on the MCP. You know, but yeah. I don't know why. It levelled off, it attempted to altitude, and I'd already captured the glide slope. Right, I need to concentrate. I'm too busy debriefing the performance of the aircraft. What was those taxi instructions? Echo Alpha Kilo. So we're already on Alpha. Kilo's all the way at the end, and stand was Delta 19er. So yeah, we know where we're going. Perfect. Alright, cool. Let's do a bit of a clean up then. Flaps are up. Speed brake stowed. Lights are taxi turn off. Strobe lights can come off. We'll utilise the thing here after landing. I didn't even get a chance to do the other ones.
Running after landing checks now. One moment.
The effect has been there for a while, but they dry the ground visually.
Aircraft is back to you.
I think we'll hang on this until this. Update. But they have announced there's an update coming to fix a lot of the issues people have been having. But anyone else here own the aircraft? Have you had flawless flights, or have you had the same issues I've experienced? I'm quite curious to know. You know, there's obviously an element of high workload in this airplane. You are going to make mistakes. I made several mistakes today, of which most of them I caught, or you caught, reminded me. But you know, we're here safely from A to B. But I don't know if New Sky would have been too happy with something of that approach. APU started, but they probably shouldn't be open with the engines running. Jordan, yeah, you've had similar issues. Felis, yeah. Oh yeah, the Felis is... Yeah, this is a Felis is way better in my opinion. This is a lovely add-on and I cannot wait. It's just been released and the Felis has had its teething issues upon release as well. But I don't know. That's the GOAT OG add-on. Anyway, lovely scenery here. I always look at all possible options for scenery in Microsoft Flight Sim 2024. Always rarely fly from default airports unless I have to, but yeah, Takeoff Studio very kindly gifted this to me in preparation for this stream, so be sure to check out his products. Complete independent developer. I think he might even be standalone, but this scenery is available in Sim Marketplace, so have a little look around afterwards. Anyway, Delta 19er, I'm lost, it's here. And it's 19er straight on here. There we are. APU's up and running, and I'll get GSX up and running too. Not many suitable gates here. There we are, 19 Delta heavy. No. And we'll use a Takeoff. I assume this is the correct stand. I did say 19 Delta. I think that's us there. Yeah, Delta 19, perfect. To idle. Guys, what do you think of the overlay then? I think this is a keeper. Oh, a little bit eager on the brakes there. Yeah, the fuel. I need to fix the fuel, but I should have landed, guys, with something. Looking at the landing fuel. Standard flight plan fuel. We should have landed with 9.5 tons. I have no clue if I'm close or... You can't see the thing. I haven't got the GSX profile installed, so I'll have to do that. I can't be far off. Yeah, so look, we should have landed with 9.5 tons. We landed with 11.5, so we saved 2 tons of fuel on a 1 hour sector. So yeah. Anyway, let's now get the aircraft all secure, so parking brake set, and yeah, he does the shutdown, doesn't he? By not turning the fuel to cut off, but by doing something else.
Let's see. Parking flow. Ah, yep. Give me a second.
There we go, look. I'm sure you should use these switches, but I'll do it anyway. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Cali in Colombia. That was a busy approach. Oh yeah, looks like the parking's okay. Let's start the disembarkation process. Excellent. Whew, that was a tough one, wasn't it? Right, let me pop on a little bit of lo-fi music whilst we look around. There we are, it's going. There we go. Alpaca Airways, Northrop Grumman leased aircraft. Cargo being offloaded, passengers being disembarked, and some rear stairs coming up, which is cool. Awesome. Oh, here we are. This is the lovely freeway. Oh, this is so cool. I've never seen the water spray before for wet runway. That's super realistic. That's so cool. Anyway, yeah, massive thank you Takeoff Studio for this scenery. A small independent developer who's making airports in Colombia. I don't know if he's a Colombian national, but I think all his airports are in Colombia, so it makes sense. I should have asked that question. But very nice. But well done with this one. Very reasonably priced. A lot of you are probably not from South America, but you should always consider having a look at some of these incredible sceneries. I wouldn't even know where to start making one of these. It just has the correct representation of the correct stands, taxiway marking. Just compare this to the default airport and you'll see what's going on. Awesome approach as well in the valley. You can fly here in your modern Airbus A320, A350 widebody jet. It's suitable for conventional aircraft. There's not many airports like this you can fly like it's 1960 still. So you've got conventional departures and arrivals as well. Awesome stuff. Thank you very much, Takeoff Studio, for sending this out to me. ILS on 05. I don't know about the other approach. I think it's a non-precision approach only, but there's RMP approaches too. Amazing. We'll have a look at New Sky and the replay. Gosh, don't go out that door. Whatever you do, it's a long way down. So, right. Firstly, I'll end the replay. Stop that. That will be not one to watch. And we'll just minimise that. New Sky, what do you reckon, guys? I'm not too confident. It was a great one. Close flight. 10 out of 10. Great touchdown. It was, even though I was about 10 knots below VREV. We're fresh on distance, no sense line deviation. I saved way too much fuel. 7,000 kilos lower than estimated. Oh yeah, we won't look at that departure closely. Ah, yes, it shouldn't look like a reverse question mark. It should be a nice straight line there. But Alpaca Airways got some money off the Tristar. Anyway, look, $11,000 profit. Still usable today. Oh dear, oh dear. Dear me, onked. Listen, that was high workload today. That was one of the most trickiest aircraft I've flown today. I mean, we got far better a couple of days ago. I mean, it struggled on the ILS then, but oh my goodness me, it was awful today. But look, yeah, pleased to see iniBuilds have recognised that there's some issues. I did see a screenshot of the fixes. I'll try and let me see if I can crack that up here in Discord and bring it up here as well. Have I been tagged in here? Horrible people in Discord. Oh yeah, brilliant. See, if you are a member, or you ever consider joining, don't, because all I get is banter. Like 4.6 out of 10 on my DME arc. Track keeping is not it. Look, just leave me alone. Anyway, what was I going to try and show you? Here's the release notes. I did find them. And hopefully they'll be fixed. Let me find them here for you guys. There we are. So this is the change log from iniBuilds. So what they're going to be doing in their hot fix. So they've fixed the ILS localizer guidance, which was unsatisfactory. Very. We had 2 streams in this aircraft where it was unable to fly on ILS. Cold cabin temperature. INS MSU not detented from that position. Okay, I don't know what that is. Light test switch, gear desyncs, peripherals. I mean, these are issues I've not even experienced. V1 and rotate cores, yes, but probably I might just write to a Discord a few things we've experienced. You know, the pressurization's broken, the fuel burn is completely off. But look, there's something coming. I think I'll hold off flying it again now. It's hard work flying an aeroplane with a few issues. It's busy enough flying a conventional arrival like this. Yeah, IS mode though, that's completely broken. It's not following any pitch mode, so you know, I guess they're doing some quick fixes to get it just at least usable. So hopefully this will come. Well, it looks like it's coming next week, those fixes. I'll wait patiently for an Alpaca Airways liveried aircraft. We'll fly it again, but yeah, to fly this accurately using the autopilot right now is quite challenging. But no, it's, if you like L-1011s or classic tri-jets, I'd say give it a go. It's certainly usable. We'll have to just wait. Well, I want to wait till I fly it again. I'll fly something else next, I think. What's next? Probably Cessna Caravan. Just Flight. It's been in my Just Flight hangar for quite some time. I've just not had time to sort of sit down and fly it. So I think I'll jump into Cessna Caravan next, something a bit different. I'm going to take the float plane. We'll do a takeoff somewhere, land in a lake somewhere, and then fly to another destination. But yeah, if you... hey? Don't do that. Let's get his wipers on. If you haven't subscribed, do so, and click the bell icon so you're notified when I stream. Probably not tomorrow night if I get some spare time. I might do, because I need to install it, have a little play of it first, but that's the plan. Anyway, let's wrap things up here today. Let's have a little look here in chat on the approach. It was super busy here, so I think I missed most of you guys here. Was a butter. Yeah, butter. Yep, rotate updated the MD11 for X-Plane 12. That's something I'd like to look at as well. That's great. Yeah, you can see how busy I was. Wrong radio frequencies and all sorts. But that localizer, brilliant. Super busy approach for me there. Brilliant. All right. Well, thanks guys for the banter. It was very fun. So what I'll do here, I'll turn off this overlay. Guys, let me know in the comments section. Overlay, yay or nay? I think it was a general, massive. Approval from you guys, so I think we'll keep it, and I'll have a chat with the dev. Thank you very much to Streamflight dev Gadget FPV who came in today to provide some feedback with it. Really nice tool, and one I think I'll just edit and adjust slightly and have it a little bit tweaked and tuned, but yeah, I think the general consensus is it's a keeper, and good news is it should be available for X-Plane 12 soon. And so at the moment, no, I'll have to go without, but once it's up and running, we'll be using it in both sims all the time. But yeah, let's wrap things up here. Massive thank you to the controllers here to organise this event. I'm sure there's a lot more traffic going all the way till midnight, so there's another 2 hours 30 minutes, so if you haven't got anything to do this evening, quickly jump in and fly in Colombia VATSIM for a great service. And there we go. Right, I'll do that. Log off of VATSIM, so otherwise they're going to have an aircraft on short final. Although I could have started this orbit feature. Yeah, the sounds are a bit broken. This again is from Streamflight, but I need to stop that now because I'm going to do the replay. Anyway, that's done. That's done. That's done. Pro streamer here getting his things done. Turn off that music because I do have the fucking replay music back. Oh yes. Do I need to upload a panel state here? Panel states, I'll quickly set ready for takeoff. Yeah, there we are. See what happens. Recorder, play. Alright. I don't want to fly that full of. Oh, it's got a bit foggy here, look. Alright, let's have a little look from that side. I was a little bit low on speed there. Flaps are extending in the replay now. Thanks, it was you, Domino, got the music back. Thank you. Alright, let's have a little look here. Landed a bit flat, it's a bit low on speed. Oh, it was a good job actually. Come on, flaps, extend. I'm spamming the extend button, they're coming. The wing flex they've got down really nice. Lovely. Yeah, the engine sounds a bit wonky, but we'll take it. I wonder if the flyby will work. Ooh, that's cool. This is the flyby with the Streamflight overlay. That's really cool, actually. Just the audio doesn't work. Get some deep bass. Very nice. Oh, am I still on VATSIM? Oh no. Oh, sorry. I'm still on VATSIM. I'm so sorry. Oh no, I'm still on VATSIM. I'm so sorry logging off. It's on VATSIM. Oh, no. I forgot to log off the network. Oh no, oh no, oh no. At least he messaged me. Is this an internal replay tool? It is, but this was the replay. The cameras is from the overlay. Oops, I hope I don't get told off. I know VATSIM wouldn't like anything like that. Right, anyway, let's have a look at the approach from the wing view. It's a bit late starting it, so I'll have to sign off. Oh, look at that with the rainbow. Very nice. Have you been walloped? I nearly would have been. I think he messaged and I quickly logged off. I messaged Sam, so sorry. Anyway, I'll press play and we'll end it there. So look, guys, we won't go on about it loudly, but there's clearly a few issues here with the aircraft. Hopefully they'll be fixed with this update, or some of the issues fixed, and with further refinement. iniBuilds make good solid add-ons, so as a release one, it's just a few too many issues to experience for my liking. But yeah, we'll see how the update goes. aircraft is available now. Massive thank you to Takeoff Studio for the scenery for both Barranquilla and Cali, both available in the marketplaces and market usual places as well. And thank you to everyone that very kindly gifted members and contributed to the stream today. To the members, thank you very much for your continued support. Next stream most likely will be the Cessna Caravan from Black Square and Just Flight. So as I said, subscribe, push the bell icon so you can see when I will stream, and I'll see you all again very, very soon. Bye bye.
Flaps 22. Flaps 33. Flaps 14. Flaps 0.